perceives all things conjoined, the past, the future, and the present. Everything flows, and all is connected. This eye is not merely seeing reality, it is touching the truth. There is nothing to fear.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Richfield SA Chess Tournament. We are on day 11. We're on day 11, which means that this is the fourth last game of our 2024 tournament. After today, we've got 1 week left where we will have 3 games. We will have Pretoria versus Centurion. I think we've got Mhlanga versus Polokwane. And then there's one more. I think Musgrave has one more game. With who, I'm not sure. I do not know. I recall that all at the top of my head. But anyway, to everyone who's just joined us, thank you for joining us. I hope you are well. Please let me know in the voting poll who you think is going to win today. We have got currently 3 votes. So 67% for Pretoria Rooks and 33% for Newtown Bishops. But I will imagine, considering how Newtown played, was it yesterday? No, it was the day before. I'm assuming we're going to have quite a couple people that are going to be rooting for Newtown Bishops. I actually don't know who's going to win today. This is the one game where I genuinely don't know who's going to win. I know Pretoria's got some very, very strong players, but something's giving me a feeling that they might get a run for their money. I could be wrong. But anyway, if you're just joining us now, please show some love in the chat. Vote who you think is going to win today's bracket. And let's have a look at the schedule. I understand that we have started 5 minutes later than usual. We just had some technical difficulties, but we are online and ready to go. So we have currently got Pretoria Rooks on the left-hand side in green. We've got Offense 3, James Lesso, Rick Owens, and CRVD Raptor. Now, I must say, though, I do need to change 2 players for you guys real quickly. So I'm going to change on back here, and I'm just going to sort this one out. So there are 2 players in Pretoria Rooks that are going to be swapped out. So I just want to say here, new player 2. And then the first person that's going to be swapped out is, which one is it? Which one is it? Let's have a look here. I'm just going to open this up because Mikhail, who is the chess captain of Pretoria Rooks, did message me a little bit late to show me who's who in the zoo. But let's see here. Mikhail. Okay, so we've got Offense 3 confirmed. And then we've got Absolute K, who is going to be replacing James Lesso. So I'm just going to say here, Absolute K. Right, let's give it a little bit of green in there, shall we? A little bit of green. And then let's add them in. Okay, so Absolute K replacing James Lesso. And then we've got one more player being replaced today. Let's go to text again. New player 3. And then that player is going to be, I don't know if it's Horsey or if it's Kosi. I think it's Horsey. It's Horsey 34. Right. Then let's change up this color real quick. No, we don't want that. We want to go here. We want to go change it to this. And finally, let's increase that opacity. And then, yeah, so Rick Owens is being replaced by Horsey 34 today. Right, so let's lock that in. Let me switch this up that everyone on the stream can see what's happening. So we've got Offense 3, Absolute K, Horsey 34, and CRVD Raptor. On the right-hand side, we've got Newtown Bishops, where we have Tokelo, Oscar 47, Izzy 47, and Tabrians. So for round 1, which will be commencing in the next couple minutes, between 11:15 and 11:45, we have got Offense 3 versus Tokelo, Absolute K versus Oscar, Horsey versus Izzy, and CRVD Raptor versus Tabrians. Those are the first 4 games that we are expected to see. Let me, before I go back to the schedule for everybody, let's have a look on the full screen. What's currently happening on the scoreboard? So let me just open this up for you guys real quick. Loading. Loading. Right. And we are in. So as the points stand, we've currently got Pretoria with 16 and Newtown with 17. So it's a very, very, very close matchup, but obviously today is going to determine quite a bit, as I'm expecting both of these teams to surpass Centurion today, which, although I hate to say out loud, is in fact the case. But Centurion does still have one more game against Pretoria. Very excited for that one. Let me just quickly give no fill for this, and then let's put a little bit of purple in here for our Newtown boys, and then let's put a little bit of green for the Pretoria O's. I gotta say, I had a look at the Pretoria campus this morning, like on a couple of videos. I gotta say, Pretoria looks really, really neat. I'm quite a fan of the architecture, but anyway, I'm still yet to see Newtown and the other campuses. Let's start this off with a 0, and let's start this off with a 0. So yeah, apart from the 16 and 17 points, so there's a 1 point difference. We have currently got Umhlanga campus with 43 points. I think that they're pretty much unstoppable at this point. Polokwane with 24, Musgrave with 32, and Centurion with 20. So everyone's sitting lovely in the double digits, but I believe that after today, we will have everyone at least above 20. That is, that's the plan at least. But anyway, let me switch on over back to the schedule so that I can just show all the players who are awaiting their games. Who's playing who? And let's have a look at the chat. Currently, none of you guys have said anything in the chat, but we do still have only 3 votes. If you've just joined us now, don't forget to cast your vote in the chat. Who you think is winning today's bracket? Let me just turn this off here. Let me have a quick test at my mic. No, okay, it works just fine. I can hear on the stream. We are A4 away, people. So, yeah, please, ladies and gentlemen, you are more than welcome to get your games underway. Going to obviously have some music playing, and obviously, most of all, we want to have fun today. If you've just joined us now, don't forget to cast your votes. I see that there are people who are hopping on but have not yet voted. Who you think is going to win today's bracket? Pretoria Rooks has got 67% of you guys currently. So let's get some of those votes going, shall we? Cool stuff. Let's head on back here then. I'm going to quickly... You guys will see the schedule only, but I'm just going to have a look and see in clubs if I can see anyone who started their games at all. So let's go into Richfield SA. Members. And then, yeah, okay, cool. So I do see that there are players online. I'm just yet to see them obviously versus one another. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we are playing rapid 15 by 10, which means you start off with 15 minutes, and for every move you make, you get an additional 10 seconds. So obviously, if you play above that time, you'll make a loss in time, but if you play before that, you'll profit in time. So, but as they say, you know, quantity versus quality. Do you want to waste time and make great moves, or do you want to, you know, play on someone else's time? Actually, that's very much possible. It's all strategy orientated. That's what we are here for, ladies and gentlemen. But we've got exactly 1 week left. 1 week from today, this tournament will be over. It'll be done. And then that's it. That's pretty much the chess tournament. And I'm really, really hoping and praying that this will happen again next year. I'm trying to take a little bit of a backseat from everything, and although I really, really hope to pass this down onto another player who's very keen on learning how we did this, I'm still yet to find a successor. I'm still yet to find someone who's really, really interested on moving this legacy forward. I mean, I'm not a third year. I am a second year, so I will be here next year. But, yeah, obviously all third years want to focus on their walls. They want to focus on their academics. It's priority. So it's imperative that I put my foot down on that one. But anyway, I do see that no games have started yet. Let me just quickly refresh my page. I still don't see anything. Nothing yet, but we will have them sooner or later. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like the first round might have actually concluded already. I'm quite surprised how quickly it's finished up. I'm surprised because the second round is supposed to commence only at 12, and I don't see any games. So let's quickly see if all games are in fact completed. So if I have a look at the schedule for the first round, we've got Offense versus Tokelo. So let's see if that game actually happened. And yeah, it did happen, and Offense had won that game. So let's go find Offense here real quick. Give him a point. And then we will issue their first point there. The next one that we are looking for is Absolute K versus Oscar 47. There's Oscar 47. Did he have his game against Absolute K? Yes, he did, and Oscar 47 won that game. There's Oscar. Right. So far the score, the score is neck and neck. Game 3, Horsey 34 versus Izzy 47. So let's find Izzy real quick. Let's see if that game happened. And yes, that game happened. Izzy 47 won that game. So let's give her another point. And then issue here 2 points. And then lastly, Raptor versus Tabrians. Let's see here. Here we go, here's Raptor. Okay, so between, okay, well I don't see here. Let me have a look here. Raptor, when did this game happen? October 20th. So it looks like Raptor didn't have his game yet with Tabrians at all. I think we've got more than enough time for him to still play. Let's just get them on the line and get them going. Okay. Let's have a look here. Seems as if Breezy is offline. Ooh, I don't know who Breezy is. But anyway, let me quickly get hold of Mikhail here and let's see what we can do.
Perceives all things conjoined, the past, the future, and the present. Everything flows, and all is connected. This eye is not merely seeing reality, it is touching the truth. There is nothing to fear.
Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so what's occurring now is I've got Newton's chess captain who's going to be replacing Tabrian's, as Tabrian's isn't online today. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a 10-minute rapid between Raptor and another Newton player. I don't know his name. I'm trying to find out now. As for the score, the score is currently 2-1. Let me just quickly find out here what the Inkla has to say. And he is recording audio. Let me have a look and see what you guys have said as well. No one's said anything in the chat, but Pretoria Rooks currently sitting on 56% for voting, and Newton Bishop's on 44%. Okay, so I just got off a voice note now with the Newton captain. So Raptor, if you are able to, please will you try to send an invite to Nkenya's. Nkenya's is the O you're looking for. He's on the stream right now. It's this guy. This is the guy you're going to be versing and who's going to be replacing Tabrian's. So this game will have to be a 10-minute rapid because it's all we have time for at the moment. And this game's going to have to start now shortly. Otherwise, we are going to have to move on. So either one of you, please try to challenge each other, get your games on a go, and then yeah, we'll be underway. By the way, sorry, I do see that there's a little bit of confusion. The reason for the confusion is that I did not change the scoreboard on the half grid. My apologies. Let me just quickly go back and just change this now to 0-0. I completely missed that. I'm sure a lot of people have been very confused regarding that. So let me just change that there. Okay. Transition that over. Okay, cool stuff. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I've been trying to get this game underway. I've tried to change it to a rapid 10 minutes. I've tried everything that I possibly can, and I'm now not getting hold of either players now getting this stuff underway. So I'm going to have to unfortunately move on. I will have to award Raptor with half a point because as much as Newtown was trying to get themselves together and fix things up, Tabrian's initially wasn't there. And for that reason, he jeopardized Pretoria Rooks game. So I have to give CRVD Raptor at least half a point for at least being on standby. So I'm going to give him now here 5.5. And oh, hold on 1 second. Okay, no, we're fine. And that means that the score currently is 2 to 1.5 points. So I'm going to just quickly switch this back up here and show you guys what the schedule is going to be. Let me transition that over, and then I'm going to update the score for the half grid board. So let me just quickly go here. Okay, so I know that there's probably going to be some people who are going to complain, but I've been trying to, with all due respect, keep as much peace as possible when it comes to an order, when it comes to actually getting this stuff underway. And unfortunately, I can't help people who are unmanageable. So we obviously are on a schedule, and we're going to have to move on. I know that Pretoria Rooks is probably going to fight me for a whole point, but the thing is, Newtown Bishops, technically speaking, they were here, but they weren't here because they had a replacement now who was trying to get stuff underway. But because of time, I don't have enough time for them to hop on, which is why I can't give you 1 point, but I also can't give you 0, which is why I've given you half. Okay, it's the first time we've had something like this scenario. Please bear with me. It does make sense if you do think about it. But yeah, so I'm going to move on now to round 2, which will be commencing in the next 10 minutes. That's going to be between 12 and 12:30. So I need to actually change the schedule up. So please excuse me whilst I go and change the schedule for the third time. I will return in the next couple of minutes with you guys and a updated schedule. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we have got the updated score with us now. So round 2 will be commencing in the next couple of minutes till 12:30. So we've got Offense versus Oscar, Absolute K versus Izzy, Khosi versus Nkenyas, and Raptor versus Tokelo. Okay, cool stuff. You guys are more than welcome to start your games, and then I'll switch over to stream for you guys as soon as I can. Sorry, I've got the stream up loud on my end. Let me quickly grab some music for us. Good stuff. Enjoy. Again, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, let me just get the music there. I think that the second round is over. Listen, there are a couple people that are complaining about the points, so I just want to know. Okay, so Chamudi Lamudi says, yeah, I mean, what's the reason behind PTA losing the other 0.5 points? It wasn't our fault Newton didn't have their players ready in time. So the reason why I made it half a point essentially was because they were at a stage not ready, but they still had time. So they had a guy who was ready, and then the two guys just didn't play. So what I want to know then is if there's anyone else who agrees with Chamudi Lamudi, because I'm open to it. If anyone else here in the stream believes that Chamudi Lamudi is making a good point, I want you guys to type in the chat that you agree with him. And then if we get a substantial amount of people who have said, yeah, no, this is definitely unfair, then I'll be more than happy to change it to 1 point. I just know that I'm either going to have fights from Pretoria's side or I'm going to have fights with Newton's side. If Newton is okay with it, then I'm more than happy to change it to 1 point. I just want to know what you guys feel. Okay. So with that out the way now, all right, let's quickly turn our attention back to the scoreboard. Okay. Let me quickly just come back here. All right. So here are the points that we are currently looking for. I'm going to quickly just change this over to full screen for you guys. The second round, the first game we're looking for is Offense versus Oscar. So let me quickly find either of them. Okay, and Oscar won that game. So let's quickly turn. Okay, I don't know why this isn't loaded. Let me just reload this. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. And we are in. Okay, cool stuff. So just want to turn back here real quick. Oscar won that game, so let's go to Oscar over here. Let's award them a point. The next one we are looking for is Absolute K versus Izzy. Okay, let's go here. And Izzy won that game. The third one is Khosi versus Nkenyas. And Nkenyas won that game. 1 second. Oh, sorry guys, I see that I have not added Nkenyas at all. Let me quickly add them up here. Nkenyas, and then let's just make sure that this is fixed. So let's quickly go here. Yeah, you can close that for me. Okay, control. Right, and then we'll hit enter there. So now if we give Nkenyas a point here, just quickly change his color as well. Right, should be about right. There we go. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I'm doing something very, very, very wrong here. I'm so sorry. Nkenyas is on Pretoria's side. I've made a massive, massive mess up here. Let me just reverse everything that I've done here. So Nkenyas, okay, let's just do this. Let's just do this. We go here. Let's change all of this. I'm so sorry. I'm not thinking straight. Okay, equals sum. Newton is Tokelo, Deneo, Izzy, Tabrians, and then Oscar. Okay, we leave it at that. So now what we need to do is go back here. Sorry, not go back here. Oh wait, was I right? No, I was okay. I thought Nkenyas was from Pretoria, Rooks, guys. I'm tripping. Okay, no, we're okay. Okay, so that means then Kenya has given them another point here. So there's 3 wins in this round so far for Newton. So the 3 points now plus the additional 2 points from the last game is 5. Okay, so that is right. So let's just quickly change this up one last time just to make sure that this is okay. Okay, we'll go back to some here. All right, and let's add up our fellow Newton players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And that is the accurate score there. Okay, so that's fixed up. My apologies. All right. The next one we are looking for here is Raptor versus Tokelo. Now, apparently Tokelo abandoned the game. So Raptor is going to get this point. Okay. Which means that the final score currently is 5 points to 2.5 points. I just want to have a look at the chat here whilst I'm here and see who else agrees. What I'm going to do is, I think, let me stick to what Chamudi said. Let's give them an extra half a point, and then if I have any objections, I will deal with it at a later stage. So I'm going to quickly, I'll change this to 3. Okay. And then the player who got that half point initially was Raptor, so now he will get an additional half a point. Okay. So the score is now 5 to 3 currently. All right, so we are going to now turn our attention to the 3rd round. Okay. The 3rd round will be commencing in 3 minutes until 1:15. We have got Offense versus Izzy, Absolute K versus Nkenyas, Khosi versus Tokelo, and Raptor versus Oscar. So you guys are welcome to get your games sorted, fixated, and then we will turn our attention to you as soon as your guys' games are ready. I wish you guys all the best. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just get that music off. All right. So it looks like we have come to the end of the third round. The fourth round will commence in the next 10 minutes, but for the time being, let's tally up the scores and see where we are at the moment. So let me just quickly come back here. No, actually, no. I want to go and see first. Offense versus Nkenyas. How did that game go? Here's Nkenyas now. And, well, that's a surprise. Did they have their game at all? In second round, I'm very confused. Give me a second. We're looking currently at Nkenyas, and Nkenyas in the second round was supposed to go up against Horsey. So he went up against Horsey here, but in here, he's gone up against Absolute K. Okay, no, that's actually correct. I read that wrong. So, okay, let me just go one step backward. Sorry, I was reading round 4 instead of round 3. So, Offense versus Izzy is what I'm actually looking for first. Right, so between Offense and Izzy, Izzy won her game. So let's quickly give another point here. Then Absolute K versus Nkenyas. And Nkenyas won that game. Just want to double check something. 24. 25. Okay, so it is updating. Good stuff. Right. I'm very surprised that Newton's winning, by the way. I was not expecting this, but actually, I mean, that's the beauty of chess. You never know what to expect. Horsey versus Tokelo is the next one we're looking for. And Tokelo won that game. My word. They have made one heck of a statement today. And then the last one, are they going to have a full... They've already scored a hat-trick here. They're going to get a full 4-round win here? Raptor versus Oscar. And Raptors won, which means they don't. Good thing that Raptor came in clutch there. So let's quickly update that. So the score now is 8-4, but Newton's getting further and further away with each and every round. So let's quickly just go to the half-grid screen that I can update the scoreboard for you guys. Let's go to properties. We are 4 points to 8. Okay, let's move the score a little bit here. And then you guys will see in the transition what the current score is. Right, let's have a look here. I didn't see any comments, but we have got currently Pretoria Rooks has got 62% and Newton Bishops has 38%. But Newton Bishops is winning by a landslide. So to everyone who thought that Pretoria Rooks was going to win today, you understand that Pretoria Rooks will have to have a full win in the next round, like full 4-point win in the next round, just to tie. So they've got absolutely no way of winning today, but they can potentially tie. That's as far as it will go. So yeah, let me just quickly transition over back to the schedule that you guys can see what we are in store for the last round. We have Offense versus Nkenyas, Absolute K versus Tokelo, Horsey versus Oscar, and CRVD Raptor versus Izzy. You guys don't have to wait till half past. You are more than welcome to start your games, and then we will switch on over to you as soon as we can. Please enjoy. Hello again, everybody. I think that we are just about wrapped up with every single game, and we are now ready to figure out what the scores are. So let me just move on over to full screen for you guys. And let's have a look here. So for the fourth round, we've got Offense versus Kenya. So let's have a look here. Excuse me. All right. Offense versus Kenya. So let's have a look. And Kenya won that game. So let's quickly move on over here. Okay, so now officially at this point, no matter how things turn out, Newton has won today. But let's still see. Oh, I see that we still have a game here. Oscar 47. Oh, I see. They're busy playing their game now. Okay. All right, let's quickly tally up the rest of the scores in the meantime whilst they have their game. So that by the time we get back to them, maybe we'll have the results. So the next one we're looking for is Absolute K versus Tokello. And between Tokello and Absolute K won that one. Closing that gap a little bit more. Then Jose and Oscar are busy playing, so we'll move on to the next one. Raptor versus Izzy. Let's have a look here. Raptor won that game against Izzy. Closing that gap a little bit more. So now the last game that we're about to witness will determine how big this gap is going to be. So Oscar versus Jose, let's have a look and see what's happening here. 15 people watching it towards the end. That's kind of wild. But anyway, I'm not sure which sort of game they've picked out. I do know that they had a bit of complications here. But yeah, Oscar's got less than 4 minutes on the clock. Jose's got well over 4 minutes. He's got almost 5 actually. And he seems to have quite a overall board advantage with that queen over G3. Let's see what they're going to do here. I think they're playing a little bit of a blitz. I do see that Nkenyas did sign out after his last game, just saying in the chat, thank you for the games. Let's see here. It's funny how 63% of you said that Pretoria Rooks would win today, and then you consider the scoreboard. But anyway, all right, so it's just going to be a whole lot of back and forth banter here, but I don't know if either of these players are any good at blitz, but let's see how this turns out. So Rook has moved back onto 2D for Horsey here. I think he's trying to take out that pawn over at 4E. I don't really see much of an advantage play when it comes to either of them trying to go for a mate. But what I do see, though, is a couple of forks. If these players can just identify the right blocks to place a certain piece on, then yeah, no, they can definitely fork. But yeah, Oscar is very much not being sparing on his time. He's got less than 3 minutes. He's got, I think he's playing a little bit more than the time that he's making back. Is he making back any time? That's what I want to know. I'm going to watch that time very carefully. He's got 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Will it increase per move? Yes, it does. He gets 10 seconds per each move. So this might very well be... Oh, it is. No, it is a 5-minute game by the looks of things. But anyway, Horsey chooses not to castle, but rather to move his king into a... Oh, well, he does castle, actually, rather. And he's just moving his king further into that impenetrable wall of pawns. However, we do have a knight over at 4B, which is looking very, very promising into holding its own on either 2 pawns at row 2. So I'm not sure what the play is here, but I do see that another knight for Horsey is going to bump its way up. And what will it do with it? I have no idea. We still have a bishop and a queen that we have to worry about that's watching over that knight very intently. Pawns moving up, covering one another, very nicely done. But Oscar still only has about 2 minutes left on the board. Horsey's playing on Oscar's time, which is now coming back to bite him in the face because we have got a trade-off between bishops, and Horsey is now 4 points ahead, moving his king out of the way as he can't take the knight because there's a bishop over at 5B watching over it. But now he's going to have to move that knight away and see if he can regroup to some sort of a fork. I do see there you go. You put him in check, and now he's going to take that queen as soon as he moves his king out the way. That's just about going to be game 4. Oscar, in my opinion, because obviously that queen will get traded out. Saw that one a mile away, but congratulations to Horsey for seeing that through. Oh no, but have a look at this. I didn't even see that for myself. Knight trades out with knight. Jeez, look at me having a big battle. But look at this. We've got a castle traded out now, and Horsey is now 6 points ahead, so it's not all for naught. What are they going to do with this? Oh, we've got a very dangerous play here. We've got a castle and queen watching over one another. And Horsey's got 4 minutes. More than enough time to work with, as Oscar's only got about 1 minute and 30 seconds going on 20 seconds. But it looks like the two of them are going for the kill now, because we got Horsey moving the queen right over to the edge of the board. He's going to take that pawn. He's going to try and get around to put the king in check. What is he going to do with it, though? Got no idea, but he is looking for some sort of an opening. But that king over at 1B is in a huge amount of trouble. Don't know what is expected to come out of this, because I guess that he's going to trade out that pawn over at 4A with the pawn at 3B to get a little bit of an opening now. So are we going to see a trade in pawns? Oscar's got a minute left to work with. He's just triple checking what he wants to do with this, because that pawn of his over at 6F could very well get traded out with the queen. It's just a matter of priorities. Who's going to go for the throat first? We've got 50 seconds left for Oscar. What's going to happen? We're just going to watch each and every second get ticked away. No, he goes for the trade with the pawns, and now he's got his king wide open. So if both those pieces move over to column A, then we're going to have a bit of a problem for Horsey. Oscar could still very well win this if he plays his cards right, and he's going to do exactly what I predicted, yeah? He's going to move either his castle straight down, or he's going to move his queen straight down. But no, he's going to move his queen to cover all of those black blocks, so that by the next move, the king will have no choice but to move onto 2B. Now what will Horsey do? He's going to trade out those pawns, and as you can see here, the only place for him to go is there in that little block. So now what is the queen going to do? Because I'm assuming with Oscar having less than 30 seconds left, he's going to try and figure out some sort of checkmate, but he's not going to find it. He's going to probably back and forth here. It could very well end in a stalemate. But he's got less than 20 seconds to go now, so what will Oscar do? Is he going to try and play it out? Is he just going to wing it, or is he just going to submit to his fate? No. All right. So we have got 3.5 minutes. Of course, he can just swoop on by, threaten that queen. 3 seconds left to go. Oh, but that is... Okay, so that's not exactly a blunder, because the king's just going to move out of the way. Now he's going to have to move that queen if he's going to play time at all. Okay, so he's really, really thinking now on Horsey's time as much as he possibly can. He's got the king in check. He's got 1 second. And that is game. Horsey has won this game. So let's quickly just move on backward here. Just to show you guys again. Here's Oscar 47. And Horsey has won that. So let's give Horsey a point. That is Horsey's first point, which has now ended the score in 9-7. That is not a bad distance. That's just a mere 2-point difference here. But Newtown has won today's game. Very big, massive shout out to both teams for playing right through to the end. Newton, well done. You are now sitting at 27 points. You have now surpassed Polokwane. And I believe that Newton has got one game to go, I think. I'm not sure. But yeah, they're now sitting third place on the board. We have got Mschlanger, then we've got Musgrave, then we've got Newton, then we've got Polokwane, and then shortly after that, Pretoria. Pretoria is 1 point behind on Polokwane. And then we have Centurion currently in last place. They've got also one game to go. So it is anybody's game. It's anybody's game. This final score, as we can see here, I believe we've got one game between Pretoria and Centurion. That's going to determine who's going to be 6th and 5th, in my opinion. And we've got Mschlanger and was it Polokwane and Mschlanger versus each other. The two biggest teams battling it out. Or not the two biggest teams. Musgrave sitting above Polokwane. But we've got some very, very big games happening next week. 3 games to go will determine everything. I've got no idea who's going to win this. But yeah, we got Rouse saying W Newton. Unfortunate loss. But yeah, wow. I'm so excited for next week. We're going to have 3 days of the final battle. Who is going to win this? I'm going to say most probably Mschlanger, considering how far of a gap they are. But remember something. They're 10 points. They're about 10, 11 points ahead of Musgrave. So it's not necessarily impossible, but it's unlikely. But anyway, I've got no idea where this is going to go from next week. So please join us next week for the final 12th, 13th, and 14th days of the Chess SA tournament for Richfield. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Shelton Graham, signing out, and I will see you all again next week.